In the silence of the night, when the tears won't stop and the weight of sorrow feels unbearable, one question echoes in our hearts. Can we still trust God when life shatters into pieces? What if, in the midst of our pain, we find that the very act of trusting is the key to our deepest healing? Trusting God, it's easy when life goes as planned, when our dreams come true, and when our hearts are filled with joy. But what happens when deep sorrow enters the picture? When grief, anxiety, and uncertainty flood our souls and the future feels dim? Can we trust God even while soaking our pillow with tears? Peter 5 verse 6, "Humble yourselves therefore under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." Today we'll explore the powerful connection between suffering and surrender, and how trusting God can bring restoration even in the deepest valleys. Sorrow can make us feel out of control. It fuels anxiety, raises doubts, and makes us question our faith. Many of us are familiar with 1 Peter 5:7. "Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you." But this verse is often misunderstood. Did you know it follows a call to humility? Verse 6 says, "Humble yourselves under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." To cast our anxieties on God, we must first humble ourselves. This means bowing our heads, loosening our grip on the outcomes we desire, and trusting his timing, bowing instead of running, bowing instead of fixing, bowing when life feels like it's falling apart. Suffering isn't proof that God has abandoned us. It's often a sign that he is guiding us towards something greater, something redemptive. As we humble ourselves before him, we position ourselves to be lifted, restored, and strengthened in ways we couldn't have imagined. But how do we trust God when life feels so painful? It starts with surrender. It starts with bowing our heads in humility and saying, "Lord, I don't understand, but I trust you." We can't fix everything. We can't make sense of every trial, but we can bow before the one who holds all things in his hands, knowing that in due time, he will lift us up. Trust isn't about everything making sense. It's about trusting the one who knows all, sees all, and loves us unconditionally. The pain you are facing today may be leading you toward the redemption your soul has been longing for. As 1 Peter 5:10 reminds us, after you have suffered a little while, God himself will restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. If today you find yourself in the midst of suffering, remember, trusting God is not about denying the pain, but surrendering the outcome. Bow your head, humble yourself under his mighty hand, and let him carry your anxieties. If this message has resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. Let go of what you've been holding so tightly. Trust that God's timing and ways are perfect, even when life feels uncertain. And if this message has encouraged you, share it with someone else who may need a reminder of God's faithfulness in the midst of their pain. Let's stay connected. Subscribe to this channel for more encouragement and reminders of God's goodness. May you find peace in his presence, even in the midst of your deepest sorrow. Until next time, stay humble, stay trusting, and let God lift you in due time.